Change for Life Wrestling channel. Now, I'm Stanley and I'll be doing your Raw recap. And just before we start, I just want to say thank you to you all for the support of the channel. We are one away from 100 subscribers. 100 subscribers is pretty close in under a year, but I just want to say thank you. And yeah, please, one of you, please just hit that subscribe button so we can reach 100 subscribers for the end of the year. Now, here on Raw, we had 3 title matches. Now, we started the show off with a recap of last week when Braun Breaker turned on Seth Rollins, which was kind of a cool thing, but, you know, be a bit more better if they did a Royal Rumble betray. Now, Adam Pearce was in the ring after that recap, and then in the parking lot, we saw the Vision arrive, but as we all know, Seth Rollins is not in the Vision anymore, and they came to the ring. Now, Pearce said Rollins had a surgery and is on the shelf and stripped him, and his World Heavyweight Champion is stripped, meaning is relinquished. So there'll be a new One Crown at the Saturday Night Main Event in 11 days, I think. Now, there was actually a battle royale in the main event to decide who was going to take on CM Punk. CM Punk did win the match. It was supposed to go against CM Punk then, but did not. So, battle royale, main event, talked about that in a bit. Then we had Paul Heyman does a promo open over Braun and Bronson Reed, suggesting went on a way too long, so we lose a life because just that promo went on for 20 minutes and we could just got the first match out of the way. Now we had our first title match. It is for the WWE World Tag Team Champions. If you guys don't know what that is the Raw Tag Team Champs, so Finn Balor and JD McDonough. Now they went up against AJ Styles and Dragon Lee, and this was all kind of Dom's fault, the match, because he said that he's always doing the match, and that is pretty true. So the winner is AJ Styles and Dragon Lee. And they are the new tag team champs, and I want to give that a crown because, you know, new tag team champs is always good. Yeah, we're going to give that a crown. So, crown right there, and I lost the heart. Now we had our second match. It was for the men's WWE Intercontinental Championship. It's right up there on the wall. It was Dom versus Rusev, and Dom actually won by a low blow to Rusev behind the ref. Then 619 Frog Splash to get the pin, 1, 2, 3. Then we saw Penta appeared and delivered a spine. Don't know what it is, but it's like a spine board DDT, I think, to Rusev. Think it was that. Don't really know. Kind of forgot. Next up, we had another Intercontinental match, but it's for the women's Intercontinental match. We had Becky Lynch versus Maxine Dupree. Now, crazily, Maxine Dupree actually won by DQ, but DQs don't really count in a title match, so Becky Lynch actually won. Well, they both kind of won, okay. But it was an okay match. Then we had the Kabuki Wars have a promo, not really a promo in the ring, it was like a video, it was like a heel promo, yikes, about breaking Rhea Ripley's face, which was last week, I think. But, and they want gold, the Women's Tag Team Championships. Then we had Paul Heyman and Anna Pittsburgh. This was funny, because in the ring, yeah, well, basically, Adam Pearce needed the World Heavyweight belt from Braun Breaker, but Braun Breaker said, say please. So, Pearce said that Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed were actually out of the battle royale, so they weren't it. But then he made Paul Heyman say, please put them back in the battle royale, but Adam Pearce still said no anyways. It was funny when he said no, even though he did the please, so we're going to give that another crown, because that was really fun. They had Becky Lynch here, and funny thing is, Becky Lynch is actually Seth Rollins' wife, but Paul Heyman betrayed it, Seth Rollins, so it's kind of funny. And Becky said that when Seth returns, he's not going to kill him, because Seth doesn't really care about Paul Heyman. He just wanted him there, so and I don't know, but Paul Heyman looked a bit like she's telling the truth, but don't know. Next up, we had the fourth match, and it was Stephanie Vergara versus Roxanne Perez, non-title, And it was a pretty good match, but Supreme Lemaire won, and then Raquel attacked after, and then Nikki Bell came in for the tag. But I want to lose a life because giving Supreme Lemaire the win in a non-title match is kind of rubbish, even though like she's champ, and I think it would just be a better match if she won for the title. But non-title, it should have gave it to Roxanne Perez, because then she could have been built up and it looked like she can win a title. Then backstage we had Lyra Valkyria and Bailey. Now Bailey seemed a lot happy, and it's a bit suspicious, which I don't really get, because like she's just acting all happy and stuff, which is kind of suspicious. And Lyra Valkyria is also suspicious. But Bailey teases a surprise next week for Valkyria, which Bertie will be talking about. Then backstage we had Heyman and the Bronze, which are Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker. Heyman decided that Brock, Paul and Roman had won championships because they listened to Paul Heyman, which I don't really get, but they all won titles apparently because of listening to Paul Heyman. So maybe that's going to happen with Braun Breaker. Maybe a teaser of him winning World Heavyweight Champion. Then backstage we had Nikki Bella and Stephanie McCare saying they would watch out for each other's back. Now we had a bit of promos backstage, but then we got into the 5th match of Battle Royale to see who would go against CM Punk. Now we had Jimmy and Jay Usos come up first. They didn't entrance from the crowd, obviously. And then here were some other wrestlers who were also in the match. We had Sheamus. Then we had Ivan from the Warrior Raiders. Then we had all 3 boys of the Judgment Day. We had Grayson Waller and Kofi Kingston from the New Day. Otis and Tozawa from Alpha Academy. Rusev, Dragon Lee, AJ Styles, El Duble Americano. That's El Duble Espresso, but not El Duble Americano. Who's probably Ludwig Kaiser. Yeah. Then we had Penta and LA Knight. And then CM Punk kind of came out as commentary to do it. Now the first elimination was actually Otis by Rusev, which was pretty cool. But then we had, now this was funny, okay? AJ Styles eliminated Dominic Mysterio, but no ref saw Dom. So Dom went back into the match, which was awesome, because he was supposed to be eliminated, but the refs never saw. So he was like, you know, I'm just going to go back in the ring. And then he was actually the last 2. He was in the last 2, yeah, which was really funny because he became last 2 even though he just got back in the match, which was really funny. Then Jay actually eliminated LA Knight and Jimmy, which here's a little thing, okay? Jimmy kind of like helped Jay stay in, but then all Jay did is just, you know, get Jimmy out, and that was really annoying. But then the last 2, so the last 3 were Jay, Dom, they were the last 2, and last third was, I think it was LA Knight, because I think he was the last one to touch ground out of Jimmy and LA Knight, so I think them. But then Jay eliminated Dom, and he actually won the battle, so I'm going to give that another crown because he won. Now the final 2 score was, I think, 4 crowns and 2 lives. And 4 crowns is pretty cool because we have 4 members of the Vegans for life. Now, so I might be seeing you on SmackDown, but El Duble Espresso will be seeing you on Wednesday for your NXT recap. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. And yeah, 1 more subscriber to 100. Please subscribe, someone.